So just going to correct the homework, which is exercise 9.5, question 1 to 10. So the first one I have here is x plus 2y is equal to 3z, and I'm asked to get x on its own. Okay, so I'm just going to have x is equal to 3z, bring over my 2y becomes minus 2y. And that's question 1 completed. Question 2 then is 2b minus 5 is equal to a, and I want to get b on its own. Okay, so I'm going to isolate b first, so it's 2b is equal to a. I'm going to bring over my 5, that becomes plus 5, and then I want b on its own, so I'm going to divide across by 2, divide across by 2, these cancel, so I'm left with b is equal to a plus 5 over 2. Question 3 then, I have L plus 2 is equal to x, y, and I want to get y on its own. Okay, so y is being multiplied by x, so what I need to do is I need to divide across by x, divide across by x, so I have these two cancelling then, and I have L plus 2 over x is equal to y. Question 4, I have r minus 4u is equal to pt, and I want to get u on its own. Okay, so I'm going to isolate u, so I have minus 4u is equal to pt. I'm going to bring over my r, so it's plus r here. When it comes over, it's going to become minus r. I want u on its own, so I'm going to divide across by minus 4, divide across by minus 4. Okay, so I'll have u is equal to pt minus r all over minus 4. Okay, and then I have question 5. Okay, so I have x is equal to 2yz minus z, and I want to get z on its own. Okay, so I need to isolate z. Here I have x is equal to, right, I have two z's here, so I need to get my highest common factor, which is z, and I take it out. So 2yz divided by z, I'll be left with 2y. Minus z divided by z, I'll be left with minus 1. Okay, z is now being multiplied by 2y minus z, so I need to divide across by it to get rid of it. So 2y minus 1 divided by 2y minus 1. These now cancel, and I have x over 2y minus 1 is equal to z. That's question 5. Question 6 then, I have 3a is equal to b plus c all over 2, and I have b. Okay, right, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of my fraction. So this here is being divided, so the reverse operation of division is multiplication, so I'm going to multiply across by 2, so times 2 times 2, right, 2 times 3a will give me 6a is equal to, these will cancel, and I'm left with b plus c. I want to get b on its own, so b is equal to, I have 6a here, this is a plus c, I want to bring it over here to get b on its own, it's going to become minus c. Okay, and that's question 6. Question 7 then, I have a over 2 is equal to 4b plus c over 3. Okay, first thing I need to do is I need to get my common denominator. So my common denominator in this question is going to be 6. 2 divides into 6 3 times my numerator, which is a, is equal to 3 divides into 6 twice times my numerator, which is 4b plus c. Okay, I'm now after making that fraction equivalent, so I can drop my common denominator. So 3 times a will give me 3a is equal to 2 times 4b will give me 8b, and 2 times c will give me plus 2c. Okay, so question 7, I wanted to get b on its own. Okay, so here I have 3a. I want to get b on its own, so I'm going to bring over my plus 2c. That's going to become minus 2c is equal to 8b. 8 is multiplying across by the b, so I'm going to divide by 8. I'm going to divide by 8. These two cancel. I'm left with 3a minus 2c all over 8 is equal to b. Okay, question 8, I have p over 2 minus 3q over 5 is equal to c over 10, and I want to get c on its own. first thing I need to do is I need to get my common denominator to make this fraction equivalent. Okay, so I have my common denominator is going to be 10. 2 divides into 10 5 times my numerator, which is p, minus 5 divides into 10 2 times my numerator, which is 3q, is equal to 10 divides into 10 once times my numerator, which is c. I can now drop my CD because I've made it equivalent. So I have 5 times p is 5p, minus 2 times 3q is minus 6q, and that's equal to c. Okay, and I have now made isolated c on its own there, so that's my final answer for question 8. Question 9 then, I have a is equal to a half bracket a plus b bracket h, and I want to get a on its own. Okay, so I need to get a on its own, right? So what I have here is a half times a plus b times h. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide across by a half h. Okay, so I'm going to have divide across by a half h, and I'll have a over a half h. I'm going to make that nicer now in one moment, is equal to this cancels, and I'm going to have a plus b. Okay, so we would have learned how to divide fractions by having a, okay, multiply it by, turn it upside down. Okay, so it's going to be 2 over h, and that's equal to a plus b. Okay, right, so this is going to be over 1, so top by top, bottom by bottom, so it'll be 2a over h is equal to a plus b, and I want to get a on its own. Okay, so it's going to be is equal to a, so 2a over h, this is plus b, when I bring it over it will become minus b, and that's my final answer. Okay, so question 10 is here. So I have 1 over u plus 1 over v is equal to 1 over f, and I want to make f as the common denominator here. Okay, right, or as the isolated one. What I have here then is I have to make a common denominator, so it's going to be u, v, f. U divides into this, and I'm left over with vf, so it's vf times 1 plus v divides into this, and I'm left with uf times 1 is equal to f divides into this, and I'm left with uv times 1. Okay, I can now drop my common denominator because I'm after making this fraction equivalent. So I have vf plus uf is equal to uv. Okay, right, I want to get f on its own, so I'm going to take out my f here, my highest common factor, and I'm left with v plus u, and that's equal to uv. I still want to get f on its own, so I'm going to divide across by v plus u, because these two are being multiplied, and the reverse operation of multiplying is division. V plus u, these two cancel, so my answer then is f is equal to uv all over v plus u. Okay, so I'm just going to run through one more example. So I have the total surface area of a closed cylinder is given by the formula A is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Then I'm asked part A, it says what is the total surface area if a closed cylinder with r is equal to 3 centimeters and h is equal to 4 centimeters. Express your answer in terms of pi. So I'm filling in my information into up here. So I'm going to write out my formula. A is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Okay, I know r is equal to 3 centimeters and h is equal to 4 centimeters. So I'm going to have 2 pi bracket 3 to be squared plus 2 pi bracket 3 bracket 4. Okay, right, so I have 2 pi 3 to be squared will give me 9 plus 2 pi bracket 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. Okay, now I need to multiply the 9 times 2 pi, that will give me 18 pi, plus 2 pi times 12, that will give me 24 pi. And then this answer, when I add them all together, I'll get my area is equal to 42 pi centimetres squared. Okay, I'm going to do part B now, I'm just going to write it out. Okay, so I have express h in terms of other variables a and r. So a, we got this at the start, is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So similar to what I've been doing previous, we want to get h on its own. Okay, so I have a, right, I need to isolate h in its own here, so I want to bring this over first. So this is plus 2 pi r squared, so it's going to become minus 2 pi r squared is equal to 2 pi r h. I want h in its own, so all of these terms are being multiplied by h. So I'm going to divide across by 2 pi r, divide across by 2 pi r. These will cancel, and I'm going to be left at a minus 2 pi r squared divided by 2 pi r is equal to h. Okay, and that is h on its own. The final part of this question says, hence find the height of a closed cylinder with a total surface area of 345.4 centimetres. So total area 345.4 cm squared and a radius of 5 centimetres. Take pi to be equal to 3.14, right? So hence means I'm going to use my formula that I've already just derived. So a minus 2 pi r squared all over 2 pi r is equal to h. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub in. So I know my a, we've just figured that out, is 345.4 minus 2 pi, we're told to take 3.14, bracket my r is 5 to be squared all over 2 pi is 3.14 and my radius is 5, and that's what my height is going to be equal to. And when you put that all into your calculator, you'll end up getting that height is equal to 6 centimetres. Okay, that's the example on page 133 completed.